Was good 10K gang. Now today's video I'm gonna be doing comparison with Zion Williamson and RJ Barrett. Now the only reason I want to do this video just because these two guys are the two top players for the ESPN top 100, and both of these guys has been hooping. We all know RJ Barrett already committed to his college, Duke University, and right now Zion, he has not committed to a college, but in my opinion I feel like he's going to go to Kansas just because they're an option. I don't know why, I just been feeling like he's going to go to Kansas, but then again I could be wrong. That's just my opinion. But I just want to do this video just to talk about these two guys and both of their play styles. Even though they both play different positions, they both are nearly the same size, just because RJ Barrett, he's 6'7", 200 pounds. Zion 6'6", 272 pounds. So even though Zion is bigger, he's built like a football player, they both are the same height and they both play differently. So I just want to do this video just to explain to you guys their different play styles and who will have a bigger effect in the college league. Now first, let's talk about Zion. Now I really like Zion just because he's very athletic. This man is 6'6", 272 pounds. He's nearly bigger than every single high school basketball player. He probably is one of the biggest in his position, and he's very, very athletic and strong. He know how to use his body when it comes to defenders. He know how to score multiple ways. Even though he's not really a jump shooter, but he still know how to hit the jump shot, but he usually will drive in or body his defender into the paint or something like that. And he know what he's doing. He really have real good basketball IQ. And the thing I like about Zion Williamson is that he always play with heart. You can just tell by watching his gameplay, just watching everything. You just look at the expressions on his face when he dunks the ball, and just look at his expressions and his emotion. He always shows his emotions every time he play the game of basketball. That's how you can tell he plays with heart. And if you play with heart, you will be one of the best players ever, just because you're playing with heart. And that's what I really like about Zion Williamson, because he don't let nobody get in his way. Nobody can stop him. That's why he is so aggressive when it comes to his game, and he always shows so much emotion because he take everything to heart. Now this is the thing, in my opinion, Zion and RJ are two different players and they have two different play styles. Now in college, in my opinion, I feel like Zion will be more as a small forward, power forward, but then again I feel like RJ can play the shooting guard, point guard also, and he can play his power forward and small forward, because RJ, he's a different type of player. RJ reminds me of Ben Simmons. For some reason, this man reminds me of Ben Simmons because he can run the point guard. He has very good basketball IQ. He can pass the ball. He's a left-hand shooter. He can shoot the ball very, very well. He has a mid-range game and he can shoot threes. He's not scared to drive in. He will jump over anybody and try to dunk the ball on anybody. He will drive in. He's a slashing guard. RJ has different type of play styles, and I see why he's number one, and I see why he's ranked over Zion, just because Zion don't have that many play styles. Zion is like a small forward, power forward. Those are like the only two positions he can play, in the center in high school. But when he entered college, Zion is not playing the center. He's going to play the small forward or the power forward. But RJ literally can play 4 different positions. In college he can, just because his game style is different. He really reminds me of Ben Simmons because he played just like Ben Simmons. Reminds you, he goes to the exact same high school as Ben Simmons, you know what I mean? So honestly, in my opinion, I feel like RJ is the next Ben Simmons. Alright you guys, I want you to look at this. Okay, RJ is going to Duke University, right? He's playing under Mike. Okay, now look at this. I always say this. When players go to Duke University or Kentucky, those two basketball schools are really, really good basketball organization schools, which means once you go to that school, you have to play under that organization. You cannot be doing the same thing you're doing in high school. You got to play under your role. You know what I mean? But at the same time, they will try to get you to the NBA if you play good enough. But at the same time, you have to play under the coach rules because you're playing under Mike and John. Okay? Now look at this. As you can see, Zion, he has not committed yet. And when you look, Kentucky is number one. They're the number one school that's trying to get Zion. Usually any other athlete would have been went to Kentucky. They would have been with the Kentucky. They saw the offer from Kentucky. This is because it's a big school, and a lot of players went to Kentucky that went to the NBA. As you can see, Zion has not went to Kentucky yet, just because he's seeing his options. He even has Duke on the list too as number 3. That's why I feel like he can go to Kansas, because if he go to Kansas will let him do anything he want more than Duke or Kentucky. In my opinion, I feel like Zion should go to a different school. I feel like Zion should not go to Kentucky or Duke. He needs to go to a different school. As you can see, he has Kansas on the list, UCLA, Arizona State, Auburn, Baylor, Clemson, Connecticut. You know, he got all these different schools that he can go to. I feel like Zion is talking to the coaches and figuring out what school is the best for him, you know, so he can do whatever he wants, so he don't have to play under a organization, you know what I mean? At the same time, all these schools are organizations, don't get me wrong, but some of those big schools like Kentucky and Duke, you have to play under a role. It's a certain role you have to play, you know what I mean? That's why it'd be a lot of good high school players that enter college and go to Kentucky, you know, or Duke, and they don't be playing how they did in high school just because they're playing under a role. So I feel like Zion is really considering that, and he's really weighing his options. So I think that's a smart decision for Zion, but at the same time, I feel like he should go to a different school. At the end of the day, you guys, that's just my opinion. And, you know, I don't want to determine who's going to have a bigger effect in college just because, you know, Zion has not committed yet. It would have been different if he committed. And, you know, these schools are a major part of a college player. You know what I mean? It's a major part. And I don't know what school he's going to. So I don't want to determine or, you know, give you guys my opinion on who I think is going to have a, you know, bigger college impact just because I don't know what school Zion is going to. So until I figure out what school he's going to, then I will make an updated video and tell you guys my opinion on who I would think have a bigger impact in college. But right now, I don't know yet just because we got to figure out what school he goes to. But I thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you press that notification button. TK Gang, we out.